read something just the other day. It's not long, but I want to read it to you. It's not that I will forget it, but I want to say it exactly as I have read it in this daily thought. It says, God chooses what we go through. We choose how we go through it. I'm going to read it again. God chooses what we go through. See there? I'm not reading it. I'm looking at you. We choose how we go through it. That is so important in our lives and our relationships with people, places, or things. But today we're going to talk about people are messy. People are messy. It says over in Proverbs, the 14th chapter, 4th verse. You can turn to it if you want to. I'm quoting it, reading it, saying it from the New Living Translation. It says, without oxen, a stable stays clean. Without oxen, a stable stays clean. That makes sense, right? But this proverb is not talking about animals, livestock. It's talking about people and relationships. If you don't have people around you, your house, your life, your situations stay clean. You don't have any mess because people are messes. It's telling us that the simpler life can be if we don't get close to people. Life is quieter, cleaner, less complicated when you don't get close to people. You're stable, your life, your situation, everything about you will stay clean if you are the only one in it. Let me read to you this statement again. Simple, easy, not many words, but I want to make sure I'm reading it exactly because there's a point I want to make here. God chooses what we go through. Repeat after me. God chooses what we go through. We choose how we go through it. God chooses what we go through. We choose how we go through it. People can get on your last nerve. The ones that are closest to you are most of the time the most disrespectful of you. And that philosophy guides the life of many. That philosophy guides the feelings, the behavior, the life of many loners, many isolationists, many non-people. For whatever reason, these people have chosen, maybe due to shyness, to discrimination, to past hurts, to disappointments, to insecurities. For whatever the reason, these people have chosen not to be bothered with people. They prefer to be alone. They just don't want to be bothered with it because people are messy. People will not do what you want them to do, when you want them to do, how you want them to do it, where you want them to do it. That's just life. And come to think of it, you and I, don't do what someone wants us to do when we want them, when they want us to do it, how they want us to do it, where they want us to do it, because we are thinking people. But there are people, the non-people, the loners, the isolationists, people who just don't like people, shy people, people who've been hurt, people who had disappointments, people who have a lot of insecurities. have made the choice that it's just not worth it to have a relationship, to deal with people, because people are messy. Let me read it to you again. God chooses what we go through. We choose how we go through it. So the isolationists, the loners, the non-people, the people who have insecurities, people who've been hurt, disappointed, and that's all of us. We have gone through stuff. People have disappointed us. Situations have not come out the way we wanted them to come out. People have not fulfilled things that they said they were going to fulfill. The people fulfill. People have not fulfilled their obligations to us. People have let us down, disappointed us, have misjudged us. So therefore, there are some people who say, it's just not worth it. It is not worth it. I don't want to be bothered with anybody, any person, any place, anyhow, any way, in any situation. But, God chooses what we go through. If you couldn't go through whatever has come into your life, it would not have come into your life. You're stronger than, you're better than, you're more resilient than. You realize you were chosen to go through a particular situation because you could handle it. You choose how you go through it. You want to back out of life? That's fine. But the thing here is what I think, that we are not intended to live life alone. True. It is easier not to be bothered with messy people, because people are going to let you down. People are going to try to take advantage of you. People are going to lie to you. People are going to offer you help and then don't come through with it. People are going to turn their back on you when you are doing the best that you know how to do, after you have given them the best that you have to give them. And you can't do anything but wonder, how in the world did I attract this person, this place, this thing, this situation into my life? I'm not a person who lies. I'm not a person, if I tell you I'm going to do something, you can believe I'm going to do just that. Unless I get information that alters whether I should do it or not. If I tell you I'm going to be somewhere, I tell you I'm going to give something, I tell you I'm going to start something, tell you I'm going to be a part of something, you can bet, I'm going to say, you can put your foot on it. You can bet your bottom dollar. I wonder where that expression came from. You can believe I'm going to do exactly that. So I wonder sometimes, why do I get people in my life who lie, who make promises, and don't keep them, who offer me assistance and then don't follow through, who accept responsibility but don't fulfill their obligations? Because I'm not like that. And I read this today. It said God chooses what Sandra goes through. Sandra chooses how she will go through it. I could become bitter. I could become grumpy. I could become insistent. I could become asinine. I could become insecure. I can back off, back away, stop, not be bothered with people. But the choice that I have made is that everyone who comes into my life is my teacher, and I try to learn every lesson that I can. It does not mean that I'm going to allow them to mistreat me, that I'm going to allow them to cause me unhappiness, that I'm going to allow them to keep making me promises and I believe them. I heard what's the mentor of Oprah say, I can't remember her name right now. She writes all the poems. She said, people show you who they are. You just need to believe it. We try to change people. No, when people show us Maya Angelou is her name, Maya Angelou. She said, People will show you who they are. We just need to believe it. We don't do that. We try to change people. Yes, we do. We all of a sudden decide when people come into our life, they're going to be different from what they've been in the last 40, 50, 60 years. We think because we are a certain way, a bent, a certain propensity, that those people are going to change. No, 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 no. People show you who they are. It's up to us to believe it. In Proverbs, it says that if you keep oxen out of your tent, it will stay clean and neat. Again, it's not talking about livestock. It's talking about relationship. If you keep people away from our lives will be cleaner, but it won't necessarily be better. True, it is easy not to bother with people. You can do what you want, when you want, how you want, without the worry of people, what they think, what they do, without having to consider anyone else's opinion. You can keep your life from being messy by not being bothered with people. And I often say, when I come back in my next life, I'm going to work with machinery and not people. Because people can hurt you, they can disappoint you, they can they lie, they do so many things. But you become richer as you start learning how to interact with people. But we are put on this earth to interact with one another, to do life. To interact with to do life with one another. I repeat, true, again, it is easier not to be bothered with people. We are better together, though, than we are apart, even with all the complications of relationships. We can't choose our family. Some of us try to divorce our families. We can choose our friends. And when they start acting asinine, foolish, ridiculous, we wonder, how in the world did I get mixed up with this person? But you can decide whether to remain in that relationship or to back away from it. You know, part of our development process is working through challenges. Yeah. You have people lie on you. You have people disappoint you. You have people frustrate you. You have people who just want to see what you are made of, so they just give you an issue. How you're going to handle it, especially if you profess to be of Christ, believe in Christ. That's all Christian means. You are of Christ. You believe in Christ. If you're a Christian, people are going to see what they can do to push your button and how you handle it. God, read it. God chooses what we go through, and we choose how we go through it. I often say, and I think this is just so cute and so profound, that God has brought me from and taken me to prepare me for. He's brought me from certain things, brought me to this moment to prepare me for my next moment. He's moved me from situations that would have taken me down. He moved me from situations that caused me unhappiness. He's moved me from situations that were, and people who were unproductive. He's moved me from situations where I have tried to be a helper to people, but they only sought to use, abuse. We are put on this earth. Again, I say, we are put on this earth to do life with one another. We are better together than we are apart, even with all the complications of relationship. I said that before. Because to me it's important. part of the development process in working through challenges, to issues, through disappointments, through frustrations, through hurts, is being with people. There are things we learn only by growing through the frustrations, the relationships that bother us. There are family members who have chosen to distance themselves from you and me because you have chosen not to allow them to bring toxicity into your life. You have chosen not to allow them to bring drama into your life. You have chosen not to allow them to bring their issues to your doorstep. What it say? We choose how we go through it.